kids and teenagers of Reddit. What are some ways millennials are already out of touch? Best of Reddit. Daily new uploads. Subscribe and like for more. Just do it. How fast the meme culture progresses nowadays. The difference in abstraction between Bad Luck Brian and the Lost meme is like black and white. You need to constantly immerse yourself in that culture or otherwise you'll feel immediately alienated when you return back after a year. Definitely, but then again memes are junk food for the brain anyway. The fact that millennials refers to ages 23 to 38 and not just everyone young. Enjoying the video? Leave a comment below. 3. Millennial and whippersnappers are interchangeable at this point. I would love to call those that come after millennials whippersnappers. I think it's more Jenks and boomers that confuse this. I still find differences in weird ways. I was born in early 99, my older cousin in 1996, and my brother in 1993. My brother is solidly a baby millennial. My cousin is just barely a millennial or is one of the first of Gen Z depending on how you define it, and I'm one of the older Gen Z kids. My brother and his friends all use Facebook but they use it a lot like Twitter and reshare memes, though I've seen them use it for party planning as well. They get their memes from Facebook and iPhone of all places, which is hilarious to me. The humor is just vastly different. We also all have similar tastes in music but we listen to different artists and the genre. How different they think we are from them. I was born in 2000. And like seriously, I know what a VHS is. All of my favorite movies as a kid was on a damn VHS. Yes, we had those stupid old projectors they would write on with marker in a school. We had those bus scooters and gym. We lived very similar lives as the 90s kids. It's hilarious to hear them talk. We all had flip phones and rubber poppers and all the same toys XD, but I still love all you millennials. It's just weird to us how fast the technology changed in our own lifetimes. I think half of population of millennials ourselves even forgot that VHS even existed. My 10-year-old knows what they are even though I have not used them regularly since 2002. He's seen them on old episodes of The Simpsons. Really, the 90s ended in the mid-zeros. This obviously doesn't cover every millennial, but I always just felt those type of things were just jokes. It's like our version of the classic I walked uphill both ways in the snow as a kid. It is just fun to screw around with the younger generation. Man, I'm 34. It's not the projectors and flip phones and VHS tapes. You guys have an entirely different life than we did. You guys came of age with the internet. I was graduating college as Facebook became a thing. I was having my daughter when I got a Samsung phone that I could take real pictures on. You grew up with a flood of constant information. I went to class on 9/11 thinking, hey, I'll have an interesting topic for American history in 6th period because my friend was late picking me up and I saw the first tower hit. But it was reported as a small plane pilot committing suicide. It was 4 hours later before I knew what happened. Today, and in your experience, you get that information instantly. Looks like millennials are bad at reading titles. I'm legitimately surprised at how many people misread the title. Holy shit. The fact that they're already making fun of the younger generation. I'm sure I'll end up like that someday with whatever generation is below me, because that's how it's always been. But the fact that there is a younger generation and they choose to make fun of it, shows that they are no longer the young pure generation. 5th graders literally make fun of 4th graders, lol. I'm a millennial and my 17-year-old co-worker called me a boomer for how I was using my phone. I can say I feel out of touch because I no longer catch on to certain words being used, don't know the trends from TikTok, nor do I follow trending figures as much as I used to, so I just don't know certain people they follow. I'm 19 and I don't care for TikTok or what's trending either. I feel like my generation is way too wrapped up in trying to get noticed, and status, social media figures, influencers I guess, etc. It's silly to me that that's what they choose to care about. I can barely stand to hang out with my best friend anymore because she's so self-absorbed and has her nose in her phone on whatever apps and is setting a world record for how many selfies can a single person take in one day. Not really. Also, I should make a point that she is very extroverted and I'm very introverted, but she makes me actually want to leave the house just to throw her phone off a cliff. Seems like I'm the only Gen Z commenting, but anyway, they are already on that back in my day BS where they romanticize older TV shows and talk shit about the kids these days. They truly don't see the irony and often bully younger kids for liking popular video games and contemporary singers when they've technically had the worst generational scandals. In 10 years you will have the same nostalgia. It's just the way it is looking back on things when you were a kid. It's not the things themselves, but the fact that we were young and happy. The things are just a landmark that brings us those feelings back briefly. Well, I'm an early Gen Z and I was 9 or 10 by the time of the recession. Now I am almost done with college, and I grew up in the SF Bay Area. People my age have a very bleak view of the world and the economy. They say the economy is booming now, yet there isn't that hopeful feeling. I have taken coding classes in school, but there definitely is a problem if only one line of work pays enough for you to live in the same region you grew up in. I know I'll probably never be able to afford a house in my hometown and every day I see despair on the streets. IDK. It's the general vibe like growing up knowing things won't get better but that you can only make the most of whatever's left. Millennials are disillusioned because the recession came just as they became adults, but they haven't spent their entire adolescence knowing that there will be nothing left for them. Gen Z isn't disillusioned, they have just never expected anything better. It doesn't seem like anyone has answered yet, so I'll try to give my perspective as a millennial. I'd say I'm fairly tech savvy. Tech support is actually part of my job. A lot of older people are worried that they'll break whatever tech device they're working with at the time and they call themselves dumb, which I argue every time. I've already noticed ways in which tech has moved beyond me in my 30s. I think younger people are using tech in ways I didn't and may never, depending on my career and personal trajectory. That's where I really look for the biggest change in the coming years, and I'm kinda already pre-amused at my assumed failure. I'm 22 and I also hear older people calling themselves dumb for not being able to use phones or technology well. I myself am not tech savvy, and I just hate the idea that just because the technology has advanced and someone is not used to using it, does not make them dumb. Millennials, read the title again and may delete your story. Well, we can actually read titles. They do the same things they criticize boomers for. Music elitism transcends age. People will be snobby and shit on other kinds of music no matter the generation. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like and hit the bell for more videos. Comment your views.